Hey y'all, did you miss Sonic?
Well, he's back.
Okay, so I took a one video break from doing Sonic videos. I probably should do other stuff other than Sonic, but I'm like Sonic too much, and I love all these interesting Sonic video ideas, so I've decided to do another one. This is gonna be all 52. I think there's 52. I'm pretty sure there's like way less. Never mind. There's not 52. I don't know how many there are. Just go with it. All of the classic Sonic zones, all the way from the original Sonic 1's Greenhill zone all the way up to Sonic Mania's Titanic Monarch Zone. This is Egg Reverie Zone. I won't be including it in this tier list because I am absolutely terrible at the Sonic Mania special stages. Yeah. But I will be including Doomsday Zone because I actually have played it, and I am good at the Sonic 3 special stages and Knuckles special stages. So I will be including Doomsday Zone. Let's set up some rules and regulations. There are some zones that are missing here, like Sonic 2's Hidden Palace Zone, which comes right after Mystic Cave Zone, which is over here. It should be right before Oil Ocean. And like Sonic 3's Oil Ocean Zone. There are also some like missing boss only zones, but some of them are just like connected to previous zones. Like Final Zone is actually a separate zone, I'm pretty sure. In Sonic 1, we'll just include it as part of Scrap Brain Zone. And yeah. Also, there will be a lot of criterias for this tier list, or not criterias. I mean, there will be a lot of categories to how I should rate the stages based on 1, gameplay, 2, level design, 3, boss fights, and 4, just for some little fun music, because Sonic games always have great music. I think that is all of the rules and regulations into play. So let's start with the Sonic 1 zones. Okay, so starting off, we have the original Greenhill. I'm going to put this into the A tier. Why am I not putting it in S or SS tier? Because I feel like there is another version of Greenhill Zone that appears much later on in the list that I would like to talk about later. But for now, we just have Sonic 1's Greenhill Zone. And Act 1 and Act 2 are very good. Like some of the best experiences of Greenhill Zone that I've ever had, apart from the one later on in the list. Like this zone was apparently so good that they decided to bring it back for every single Sonic game after this, except for the remaining classic games. Yeah, yeah, that happened. The music is super classic and very good, as it's just very catchy, very boppy, very fast. It's very fast music, if that makes sense. And then like if you want to hear what fast music sounds like, then go listen to the Sonic Mania Dr. Eggman's Mean Bean Machine, and you'll know what it sounds like. Level design is very cool. Like, once again, it's very fast. There's some fun platforming challenges in there, with checkpoints. Obviously, why did I say that? That's super weird. I just had to come up with something to say. The boss fight, very easy. And why is it, like, I've saying so many good things, why is it an A tier? Act 3. Act 3 brings it down a tad bit. I've heard why Act 3 is bad, and I do have the Sonic Origins collection, which is how I play this game, which is, like, kind of negates this, but still. I've heard Act 3 is pretty atrocious. Yeah. Act 2 is also, like, it's kind of okay, but, like, Act 1 is what really brings it up to A tier, as it is a very good zone. And then we kind of get a little bit of a dip down with Marvel Zone. I'm going to put that into the C tier. Marvel Zone is not as bad as people say it is. Like, seriously, it's definitely needs some work, but, like, it's not the worst Sonic Zone of all time. Like, it's slow, yes, but there are but it makes up for it with very fun platforming challenges, and the music is just straight up bopping. Like, every time I like hear the beginning of it, I'm just like bopping my head while I play the game, and it's kind of hard to maintain that. But I do. The boss fight is decent, but not the best. Like, it's pretty boring. Like, this zone is very weird to me. Like, it has some fun platforming challenges, but kind of plays more like a Mario game. And that's not terrible. Like, it's not bad. Like, all these may make you think I should put it up in the B tier. But I'm going to keep it down into the C tier just because, like, the boss fight is just okay. And it is pretty slow. But other than that, it's pretty good zone. And then we have B tier with, what's it called? Spring Yard Zone. This is fun. I like this zone. It's like a lot faster than Marble Zone. And there's a lot of springs, so you go very bouncy. It's very fun to just bounce on the springs. And the enemy placement is not the best. Like, there are some enemy placements that are just bad. But it's not terrible. Like, I don't hate this zone as much as other people do. There are some slow sections, like with the blocks just moving up and down. Like, that's pretty boring. But other than that, it's a fun level. Oops. The boss fight is decent, and the music is forgettable. But other than that, decent, pretty good zone. Just going into B tier. Then we have the big one, Labyrinth Zone. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Yep, not the D tier. Yeah, I don't hate this zone. I'm being honest. Whenever I play it, I don't feel like, God, I hate this zone so much. I feel more like, okay, I just want to move on to the next zone, please. Like, it's just a bit boring. It's very slow. It's an underwater level. And there are some fun, like, escape sequences from the water. And I must say, I'm pretty sure, like, the enemy placement isn't terrible. Like, seriously, I've heard a lot of people say that enemies are just so poorly placed. But, like, I don't have a problem with the enemy placement. Like, maybe because I have a quick reaction time. So, like, all those enemies that just pop out of the ground, I'm like, oh, I see that, I gotta jump. Or, like, I don't know, like, when I see one, or like when one catches me off guard, actually I'm already in the air because I jumped. It's like okay zone, like it's not trash. The music is not amazing. The boss fight, I must say, when I first played it, I absolutely hated it. But then I realized that you don't have to actually attack Eggman in order to get, like, yeah, there are no rings, and that is one of my biggest pet peeves in Sonic games, when a boss fight does not have rings, or when a whole level doesn't have rings. It's just so bad. Like, just 3 rings would be nice. Like, seriously, just add some rings into it, and then it will be much better. Like, seriously, boss fight still is fun if you do have rings. Like, if you do manage to survive the first fight, if you have rings, it's still decent. Like, I can see the spikes coming, and it's very fun platforming challenges. This boss fight is, it's, once again, it's slow, it's underwater, and I must say there is another like version of Labyrinth Zone that we'll get to right after the next one that I'll talk about, which is, I think, even worse than the Labyrinth Zone I have right here. But yeah, Labyrinth Zone C tier, fight me. Then we have Starlight Zone, which is right here. It is going into the A tier. Very fast-paced level. Like, it is probably the only other fast-paced level other than Greenhill Zone in the first Sonic game. This one kind of weirds me out because, like, I feel like the theming is very weird to me. Like, I can't tell what the theming is. Like I feel like Labyrinth Zone is a temple. Greenhill Zone is Green Hills. Spring Yard Zone, I guess I can't really tell what that one is either. Maybe like a construction site. And then Marble Zone also kind of feels like a temple. But I can't really tell what the theming of this one is, so it's very weird to me. But theming aside, it actually has some very cool moments. Like the boss fight is very fun and interesting. The music is very relaxing and not like very hype worthy, or just kind of like you're just vibing to the music. It's just chill music. Um which I guess you also kind of vibe to, but still. Level design is great, and there are, once again, fun platforming challenges. I just like fun platforming challenges in a platformer like Sonic. Like, I know he's all about fast, but, like, I like a platforming challenge every now and then, you know? Yeah, that's Starlight Zone. Music, decent. Level design, pretty good. Yeah. Okay, then we have the really bad one. Scrap Brain Zone, which is going into the D tier. I don't like this zone at all. Like, seriously, this probably deserving of an F tier, but I don't have an F tier. But seriously, this is just bad zone. Like, seriously, like the first two acts are kind of their own thing. Like, but still, there's like holes everywhere, and when you fall into one, you just can't get up. Like, this zone has a good boss fight at the end, and it has some pretty bopping music, but that's about it. Like, that's where the good things of this zone just end. Like, seriously, I hate this zone. There's one section where if you fall down a hole, you like fall down and just die unless you like miraculously land on a conveyor belt filled with spinning platforms on the bottom. But like, good luck with that. You will be very lucky if you do that. Even if you do, you'll probably just like freak out and then walk off the platform and then break your controller. Yeah, but still, like, this zone just sucks. And like, also the timing to avoid set holes is just atrocious. Like, there's spinning platforms, and you have to go when they stop spinning, but at the end there's also this like pipe that shoots fire like every couple of seconds, and you have to time the spinning platforms plus the fire. If you fail, you just die. It's stupid. But that's the first two acts. The last act, Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, or should I say, Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Like, seriously, it's just Labyrinth Zone again. Like, it's bad enough to make your third act just a previous zone. But it's even worse when you choose for it to be the worst zone besides Scrap Brain Zone in the original game. Like, who came up with that? Who was like, how about instead of making Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, we just do Labyrinth Zone again? And like, seriously, I think Labyrinth Zone Act 4, and I'm just gonna call it that, is the worst Labyrinth Zone act. Like, seriously, I hate this just as much as you all probably hate Labyrinth Zone. Like, seriously, this zone just sucks. Like, the music is actually pretty fun, and it's also very weird to just run through Labyrinth Zone Act 4 playing Scrap Brain Zone music. That's super weird to me. But the boss fight is good, and the music is good, and then Scrap Brain Zone just sucks. So, it's down there. So, yeah. Throughout this, you will see that Sonic 1 was not the best of all the Sonic games. So, yeah, let's move on to some better games, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. No, not the movie. Okay, so from Scrap Brain Zone, we have Emerald Hill Zone. And I think that this is a taint worse than Greenhill Zone from Sonic 1. It's not a bad zone, as it is in the A tier. It just feels like even more generic than Greenhill Zone. I don't know what it is. I do like it. And it is very fast. Music isn't as good. And the boss fights, a bit easier, to be honest. But, it's a good zone. It's in the A tier. It's got some good platforming. This time in Sonic 2, not every zone. There is one zone that's still 3 acts, but every zone is now 2 acts. So there's not only more zones, but the pacing is also better. But Emerald Hill Zone is a solid follow-up to the original Green Hill Zone, but still not really as good. Chemical Plant Zone. This is gonna be top of A tier for now. Like, I like it, but once again, there is another Chemical Plant Zone that does appear later on in this list that is better. I like Chemical Plant Zone. It's got some good tunes. A boss fight's not too good, to be honest. The level design is very fast, as this is probably one of the fastest Sonic levels of all time. And I do like the purple water sections, if it is purple water. I just felt like it's a bit too generic, and there's not enough just platforming. Like, it's too fast. There's too much speed sections, but other than that, it's a good zone. I do like it. Aquatic Ruin. This is the B tier. Like, I feel like if you go the top path, is way too fast and way too short. It is fun, but once again, just too short. And then if you go into the water, it's just kind of Like, I know a lot of people don't hate Aquatic Ruin, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's bad or good. It is in the B tier, which is pretty good. It's just too short. Like, the first act especially, like, I believe I can get that done in under a minute if you just stick to the higher paths. And in the lower sections, it is a bit tedious. Boss fights are pretty good. Music is kind of forgettable. And yeah, not very good. And we have Casino Night Zone. This is going to piss off some people, I know, but I'm going to put it top of B tier. I know, right? That close to Spring Yard Zone? That's crazy. Why do I not like it? Not that there's too much going on, but I feel like it just kind of lacks. Like, there's no really any speed sections. I mean, there is, but they're just running straight. And, like, some of the platforming is okay. The boss fight is pretty good, I must say that. And the music is pretty, catchy and snazzy. But, like, the music doesn't really bring it up for me. It's kind of an okay zone. The visual theming is excellent, but it could be a lot better. Hilltop Zone. This is going to be... This is going to be our first of the... Wait, what? Okay, first S tier zone. It's very good. There are some great platforming sections, as well as some great escape sections with the lava rising in the caves. And the music is also very, very catchy. I must say, I do really like it. The visual theming is a little bit similar to Emerald Hill Zone, but it feels different enough to where I can say that it's a different zone. I do really love this zone, as there's a bunch of solid platforming sections, as well as some excellent escape sequences with the lava rising, and the music is very cool. I don't 100% remember the boss fight, actually. That's kind of funny. But from what I remember, this zone is amazing. Mystic Cave Zone. This is another amazing zone. I think it's actually better than Hilltop Zone. Maybe that's just me, but I find this zone to be a lot of fun. There are some great platforming sections, some excellent speed sections, and I love how you pull the levers and it unveils a path that you can follow. It is a little bit easy to get squashed, but this is a very good zone. Let me just say, getting squashed in a Sonic game is not fun at all. Like, seriously, it is just mind-bogglingly stupid. Oh crap, my phone's about to die. Oh no. But still, this is a fun zone. I do like it a lot. And yeah, there's also like Hidden Palace Zone. And if you're curious where I would put Hidden Palace Zone, because Hidden Palace Zone is not on here, I would put it in the A tier, and I think it would be an easy S tier if it had a better boss fight and actually was 2 acts. Like, just having 1 act kind of does hurt the zones for me a little bit. Okay, then we have Oil Ocean. This is gonna piss off a lot of people, but it's above Chemical Plant. I'm just saying. Like, I like this zone. It feels like it has a good sense of speed and some amazing platforming sections. The music is okay, and the boss fight is actually very cool. I feel like a lot of people don't like it because when you're lower down, it's kind of just tedious just to trail through all that oil, but I really don't mind it. I find this zone to be a whole lot of fun. It's got great platforming sections, an excellent visual theme. The boss fight is amazing. The music is okay, but like, music doesn't really bring it down or for me or anything. But yeah, decent, pretty good zone. Decent. It's in the A tier. Good zone, like really good zone. Okay, then we have Metropolis Zone. I know a lot of people don't like this zone, and this is gonna piss off a lot of people. I think it's better than Casino Night. My problem with this zone, it's that it's the only zone in Sonic 2 with 3 acts, which is very weird. I must say the music is very cool in this zone, as it's like, this is what Scrap Brain Zone should have been, in my opinion. Like, this is Scrap Brain Zone done right. Like, the enemy placement is very, very weird. And, like, there are some, like, you can barely see any enemies coming. Like, the star enemies, I can dodge pretty easily. I got excellent gamer skills. The crab with the punching bags for arms is not fun. Let me just tell you that. And the praying mantis, like, you just never see them coming. Like, you just hit them. They have boomerang arms, which is kind of annoying, which brings it down a little bit. But I kind of like this zone, to be honest. Like, it's not perfect, but it's not good. I know putting it above Casino Night Zone is going to piss off a lot of people. I just know that. Sky Chase Zone. I'm going to put this in the B tier, right there, right behind Spring Yard Zone. This is one act. I feel like if this was 2 acts, it would actually be lower, because, like, the gameplay is meant for 1 act. Like, it's a side scroller. It's not terrible. It's a little slow, yes, but, like, I kind of like this zone gameplay. One thing I do like is how it's like the Sonic the Hedgehog 2, all the zones progress upwards. Like, you have this, which is in the sky, because that's where the Death Egg is. And then you have Wing Fortress Zone, which is also in the sky. And it's very cool, but it's very slow, yes, and the controls on the tornado are not fun. But besides that, pretty good stage, I must say. Then we have Wing Fortress Zone. This is going to go right there. Like, it is 1 act, which hurts it again. The platforming sections are a lot of fun. There's a little bit too little amount of speed sections, but overall, this is a very good zone. And I would say it is, like, it's a lot like Flying Barrier Zone in the fact that it is in a plane. But it kind of feels like a lesser version of that. Like, they're testing to see if it's in the air. It does hurt itself because it's 1 act. The boss fight is eh. The music, I don't remember it, to be honest. Yeah, this is a pretty good zone. It's not terrible. Like, it's not the worst zone in Sonic 2. That goes to the next one. But it's pretty good. Then we have the Death Egg. This is a high C tier, to be honest. Like, I was tempted to put it lower, but I mean, like, the boss fight is good, and the level design is not. It's just a boss fight. But my biggest pet peeve in this zone, and this is my biggest pet peeve in any Sonic game, I think I said this earlier in the video, I don't know, but there is no rings. Like, seriously, I'm kind of good at this. Like, when I first played it, I just, like, kept on failing and failing and failing and failing. And then as I got better at it, I understand, like, the attack patterns and all that. But seriously, the fact that there's no rings just so hurts the zone. Like, Scrap Brain Zone, it like, the last boss fight also doesn't have rings, but at least then, like, even if you did have rings, you would die in 1 hit anyways, because, like, it's just squashing. And I must say, it's pretty fun to avoid all of them, but this one, it's just super irritating if you don't know how to beat any of the bosses. Like, seriously, I thought the Mecha Sonic fight would be easy, and I also figured out a way to cheese that, so you, like, basically takes less than 30 seconds to beat. But seriously, this is not a good zone, I must say. You know what, after much debilitating with myself, I'm going to move Mystic Cave and Hilltop Zone into SS tier. Yes, Hilltop and Mystic Cave are the first 2 in the SS tier. Okay. Yeah, and that's it for Sonic 2, so let's move on to another great game. Okay, one thing really quick before we move on to Sonic CD, I decided to put Oil Ocean in S tier. Yep, I decided that. Yep, you may fight me now. You may put your torches and pitchforks right up there. Yep, I put Oil Ocean above Chemical Plane. Yep. Okay, anyways, moving on to Sonic CD. This game is very interesting and mysterious. Start with Palm Tree Panic. I think this is an S tier zone. I really like how Sonic CD starts. Feels a lot like Greenhill Zone, but it also feels a lot like a maze with some speed sections and a lot of platforming sections. This game is very different from all the other Sonic games, and it is a very underrated Sonic game in my opinion. Like, a lot of people do like it, but I really, really like it, especially. Like, a lot of people don't talk about all the zones. And I must admit, some of them are quite forgettable, but Palm Tree Panic is not one of them. All the music in Sonic CD feels very different from all the other music, the rest of the Sonic games. Sonic CDs feels very mysterious because this is a very interesting, mysterious game. And that's what I love about Sonic CD. Palm Tree Panic is very good. It incorporates great level design with some platforming sections and speed sections. Plus, the gameplay is very cool. Then there's the past and future sections. They're always super interesting. Some of the I don't know what the electrical current thingies are. I don't know what they're called. We'll just call them bombs because they look like bombs. But they're very easy to find in this zone, making it very cool. The boss fight, most of the Sonic CD boss fights are like this, but the boss fight is very easy to like exploit. Like you can just go behind him right before he lands and then cheese it. It's very easy, not that interesting. Everything else about the zone rocks. Music is awesome as well. Then we have Collision Chaos. I think this is an A tier zone. I think it's right there, right above Starlight Zone, behind Emerald Hill Zone. I do like Collision Chaos. I do think the music is better than in Palm Tree Panic. The level design could use a touch-up as there are a few too many springs where you just bounce around like crazy all over the place. But this is a very good zone in my opinion. It feels a lot like Spring Yard Zone, which is down here in B tier. That's a very good thing because Spring Yard Zone is pretty good. I think this is a lot better as there are way more speed sections as well as some very good platforming sections. Once again, the level design isn't as sharp as in Palm Tree Panic. The boss fight is also very annoying. Like it's one of the worst boss fights in like Sonic CD, maybe even in the whole Sonic franchise. It is very difficult to try and like get up as you use the pinball machines. I'm starting to notice, like, most of the zones are pretty low down. Trust me, with the next couple of games, they will get higher. But yeah, this zone is very cool, but it's not, like, groundbreaking or anything, which is why it's going in A tier. Then we have Tidal Tempest. This, in my opinion, is Labyrinth Zone done right. It has a lot of underwater sections, which are still pretty slow, but they feel more open, so you're more, like... And so you're ready for what enemies are coming when they're off screen. The bubbles, they're way more often, which makes it easier to like get the bubbles when you're running out of breath. And like when you actually fall into the water and you're getting tired of it, it's pretty easy to find a way back to the upstairs, which is very fun. Not really a speedy zone, but it has a lot of platforming sections, which is very fun. And it feels a lot like a maze, and you can go ham exploring this zone. Once again, in my opinion, this is Labyrinth Zone done right. It's a good zone. That's all I'm saying. Like, the music is also very cool. The boss fight, in my opinion, is a little underrated. Like, I actually kind of like the boss fight as you try and, like, chase Eggman. But my problem is that they give you, like, a star power, kind of, like, an invincibility power. Which kind of makes the whole thing just really, really easy. And that kind of frustrates me. But other than that, this is a great zone overall. This is well-deserving of the S tier. Then we have Quartz Quadrant. This, in my opinion, is another S tier zone. I think it is right there, right behind Tidal Tempest. This zone's music is very different from the rest, as it feels more actionly. Actionly? What does that even mean? It's very, like, rockin', which is very cool. Rockin', get it? Because it's Quartz Quadrant. That's very funny. But once again, like Palm Tree Panic and Collision Chaos, it feels a bit forgettable. Like, but like when you go back and replay it, you remember how fun it actually is. Utilizing conveyor belts, and it has some great platforming sections as well as some pretty decent speed sections. This is probably the one that I remember the least amount of all of these Sonic zones, but from what I do remember, this is a very, very, very good zone with awesome music. I'm not sure about the boss fight though. I don't actually remember the boss fight. I probably need to go back and play it. But from what I do remember, this is a very good one. Then we have Wacky Workbench. This, in my opinion, is an okay zone. I'm gonna put it right above Wing Fortress Zone. It's decent. Like, you kind of go from like this confined space with very fun. I must say the platforming sections is very cool, but it feels very slow. And also, like, of course, we have to address the elephant in the room with Wacky Workbench. Like, the bouncers, like, they're just everywhere. You just go so high up and so, like, low down. Like, it's very weird, and I'm not a big fan of it. It's decent. It's a decent zone. I don't remember the music or the boss fight. Like Sonic CD zones can tend to be pretty forgettable, but they're good. They're still good when you go back and play them. But Wacky Workbench, I feel like when I go back and play it, I'm like, no, this ain't a good zone. Then we have Stardust Speedway. I think this is a pretty decent zone. I'm gonna put it right in between Emerald Hill and Greenhill zone. This one feels very confusing. There are a lot of this probably has the most speed sections out of the entire Sonic CD zone catalog. But I feel like that's all it is, just speed sections. And it kind of gets a little annoying when you just want to, like, slow down and go platforming a little bit. Not, like, slow down to a screeching halt, but slow down to the point where you can actually get your gripping and, like, know what's going on in the zone. Like, this zone is super confusing. But the speed sections are still very fun. And, of course, there's the very, very famous boss fight where you race against Metal Sonic. That has to be, like, probably one of my top 3 favorite boss fights in all of the classic Sonic like it has to be a top 3 boss fight when we're talking classic Sonic. Like, it is very famous. And it's like super high stakes, like who's gonna win, Sonic or Metal Sonic. And by the way, Dr. Robotnik keeps on chasing you with his beam, like his beam of death, where you die even if you have rings. And the boss fight really brings it up for me. The music is also pretty good in this one, where the present is like very fast paced as well, but also kind of mysterious in a way, which is very cool. And the past theming, I must say, is very excellent. Like, the green looks super cool with the sort of like studiopolis type vibe to it. Like, it has sort of a where is studiopolis? Right here. It has a very studiopolis-esque vibe to it. And that is 100% a good thing. Let me just say that. Yeah. Stardust Speedway, very good zone. Too fast, though, which is what keeps it down for me. Then we have Metallic Madness Zone. I must say, I don't think Sonic CD ended the strongest. I think it goes right behind Wacky Workbench. Metallic Madness Zone is a good zone. But it's like way improved upon in Sonic Mania. It's decent. Like, it's pretty slow. But the boss fight is okay, but I feel like you kind of need to, like, get like, you have to damage boost through it. Like, that's probably the easiest way to do it. But it's a good zone overall. Like, it's not terrible. It's just too slow. And which, once again, is greatly improved upon within Sonic Mania. There's also tiny sections, which are very cool, and they're more condensed. And I must say, the controls of Tiny Sonic is very cool, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. Like, this zone is super slow, but, you know, it's a good zone, I must say. Yeah, B tier. And that is it for Sonic CD. Let's move on to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Let's start with Angel Island Zone. Angel Island Zone, I can't speak, is a very good one. I'm going to put that at the top of S tier. It is a very good zone with awesome platforming sections and some very easy to find secret big rings and some very good speed sections. It is also very transformative, with the second half of the first act being caught on fire. It is very transformative and one of the more interesting zones in all of this. And is the start of the whole Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles video game. And it also introduces Knuckles into the mix. It has some very cool boss fights, including, let's see, there's this one where Sonic is being chased by a huge blimp, and it's like firing nukes, which is very, very cool, I must say. But you don't really interact with it. The music is also, very, very cool, with the first act and second act each having different music. This is also a trope in Sonic Mania, which is very cool. Yeah, I must say both musics are very good. What musics? That doesn't make sense. But this is a good zone. And I must say it's a great start to all of the Sonic Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles game. Then we have Hydrocity, Hydrofoot, whatever. I must say, I find this zone a bit overrated. I think it's going to get a low A tier placement. It is very fast. It is by far the fastest underwater Sonic stage, with some very interesting visuals, with the 3D sliding, and some very interesting platforming sections. It's still underwater, but you're not really underwater for too long. It still feels very slow at times, which once again, it has some very fast sections where you run across water. Aqua water. That was terrible, I know. Moving on. It's very fast. I must say the music in the first act is okay, but the music in the second act is very cool. And then there's the boss fight of the first act, which is pretty good. And then the boss fight of the second act is not very good, I must say. So the boss fights kind of bring it down. The fact that it's an underwater stage also kind of brings it down. I mean, like, underwater stages can be done right. I mean, look at Tidal Tempest. I just feel like this one is a bit too fast at times, meaning you have very little control over where you go, or too slow at times. So there's like one or two platforming sections which are pretty good, but that's about it for Hydrocity Zone. It's good, but it's not very, very good like all of you say. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're completely entitled to your opinions, and I'm giving you that right. So please give me that right. Please. Thank you. Okay, then we have Marble Garden Zone. I actually really, really, really like this zone. I think it's actually an SS tier. Like, seriously. I've heard a lot of people complain about it. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Like, seriously, I love this zone. I don't know why. Like, the music is kind of forgettable. Yes, there's that. And the boss fights are okay, but the level design is actually very cool with some awesome speed sections. And then there's the spin tops, which I'll admit they're very hard to control at first. But I kind of got used to them. And they're very fast when you run across the ground. Like, seriously, there are some awesome platforming sections and some enemies that you really can't, that you might think that you can't see at first. But I feel like you're given just enough time to be able to dodge them. And if you don't dodge them, then you just don't have a good reaction time. But I feel like it's more fair than most zones. And I know a lot of people say it's long, but I actually kind of like the fact that it's long because it's still very fun. Like, seriously, Act 1 and Act 2 both are very fun. Once again, music is kind of forgettable. So are the boss fights. Like, I can't even remember what the boss fights were. But still, very fun. I must say, I don't know why people dislike it. And then there's, like, the spinning top is kind of annoying. But most of the time, you can just completely avoid the spinning top and just have a great fun. Like, it's very fast. It's still not as good as Mystic Cave or Hilltop Zone, which is why it's low SS tier, but it's still a lot of fun, I must say. Then we have Carnival Nights. Okay, this zone. I'm gonna put it at the top B tier. This zone is the best zone that I hate. Like, seriously, I love but hate this zone at the same time. Like, the barrels, they never really bothered me because I kind of just saw that you had to press up and down and kind of got used to it. Like, the ones that are stationary, you press up and down. There's that, yes. But I feel like this zone is super long. The visual theming is probably one of the best visual theming in all of Sonic games, which is very cool. And I must say, I'm very surprised that, where did Casino Night Zone go? Oh, yeah. I must say, I'm actually kind of surprised that I put it above Casino Night Zone, because at the very beginning, like when I first played this zone, I actually had it all the way, if it'll let me move it, all the way down here. Seriously. But then I played it more, and I liked it a lot more. And I must say, the boss fights are amazing. And the music is very cool. Like, I have the Sonic Origins collection. I actually kind of like the music in Sonic Origins, well, this zone in particular, a lot better than the original. I don't know what it is. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. Yeah, it's compressed, but I don't know. I dig it. Maybe because a lot of you grew up with the original, therefore you're used to it, and so it's very weird to hear this new music. But still, I really love it, but I also hate it. It's a good, but also absolute trash zone, which is why it's getting middle of the road. Then we have Ice Cap Zone. It's kind of meh, this zone. I'm going to put it right there. Like, this zone is so meh. Like, I've heard a couple of people say it's great, but every time I play it, I kind of like it, but I also kind of don't. Like, it's so meh. Like, the music is, like, the Sonic Origins is actually worse than the original. I kind of really like the original. The Sonic Origins isn't terrible, but still, like, it's super weird. Sonic 3 is with music. But the boss fights are very decent. Like, they're okay. This level is very okay. But it's not amazing. It's still good, which is why it's in B tier. But I don't know. It just never really did for me. Yeah, that's why it's in B tier. Then we have the final zone of the Sonic 3 and the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 game, not including Ed Knuckles, which is launch base zone. And I must say, every time I play this zone, I like it just a little bit more. Maybe high A tier or low S. Let me think. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna put it in the high S tier or low S tier. Sorry. It's a good zone. I really like it. The boss fights are very cool. I don't remember the music too much. It's still good, but like there are some quirks to it. Like the music is okay. The level design is amazing. Like I love the level design. It has some great platforming sections. Even has like some things that look like an Among Us character. Great. And this game too. Woohoo. But still, I really like this zone. Yeah, actually, you know what? No, it's gonna get a high A tier. Sorry. But still, boss fights are pretty good. The level design is very cool. I must say the visual theming is excellent. The quote-unquote cutscene that you watch is very, it's probably one of the best cutscenes in the whole Sonic the Hedgehog 3 game. You just see the whole like kind of death egg just launch as you're just flying right next to the thrusters, and it's very cool. And I do really like the boss fights, and the level design is very cool. But yeah, that is it for the Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Then we're on to the second half, which is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. Okay, so Sonic and Knuckles. I decided to separate the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles into two different sections, because like that would be too long in my opinion. And also I'd say that the Sonic and Knuckles section is actually better than the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 section. I don't know why. I guess there are just more zones, and the zones are better too. Okay, so let's start off with Mushroom Hill. I think this is a really good zone. A little bit better than Angel Island, into the S tier. I love it's basically Angel Island, but with the added of mushrooms and different enemies. I really like it. The level design is very cool. The music maybe not as good as in Angel Island. The bosses are also a lot of fun, especially the second one. First one is okay. There's also very easy to find like big rings. A little easier than Angel Island. The seesaw sections may take a couple of decades to climb up. I'm funny. But this is a really good zone. I love the visual theming. Music is good. Boss is very good, especially the second one. And also bouncing on the mushrooms is a lot of fun. The Angel Island does lack bosses. Also, it changes in between into like a fall section, like the leaves go brown, and then it changes again back into like a summer section, which is very cool. Okay, then we have Flying Battery Zone. This zone is another pretty good zone. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of S tier. It's very good, maybe a bit too slow in some cases, and way too easy to get squashed in other cases. It has very good platforming, And I love riding on those like zipline things. Some parts, yes, they're a bit slow, but I love the visual theming in this one. The music is okay. The boss fight is actually a lot of fun, I must say. And yeah, it's not too much to talk about this zone. It feels like a better version of Sky Chase, which is right here, or not Sky Chase, Wing Fortress Zone. And I must say, it is a great zone. It was heavily improved upon in Sonic Mania, in my opinion. But yeah, it still is very good. Music is decent though. It's not the best music I've ever heard, but it's not the worst. I like this zone. It's pretty cool. What do we have next? Okay. Oh yeah, the Sandopolis zone. Okay, I don't hate this zone. I'm gonna give it bottom of A tier. The first act is okay, but the second act is actually a lot of fun. I do really like all the escape sequences with the sand rising, and the time ghost mechanic is a lot of fun. The first act is just probably a B tier act, but the second act is definitely an S tier act, I must say, making it perfectly average. So it gets an A tier. The boss fights are okay, and the music is also okay, like especially the first act. Like the boss fight is just bad, but the second act, the boss fight is actually pretty good. I must say, like the first act is just and then the second act is really, really good. So it's kind of just split in my opinion. So I think the bottom of A tier is very good. Then we have what's this called again? Lava Reef Zone. This is one of the more atmospheric zones in Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm gonna give it a little right there. This is very good. The first act has a very high emphasis on speed, and the first act has a higher emphasis on speed, and the second act is more claustrophobic. It has very interesting and mysterious music. It's got a very cool atmospheric vibe, something like Metroid. And I do like that. It is great. It is a great zone. Some problems, there are not too many problems. I must say the second act boss fight is very, very, very good. Like one of the best boss fights in Sonic and Knuckles. Maybe even the best. Nah, there's another boss fight that's better. This is a very good zone. Not the best, but not the best. I mean, it is an S tier, and so far the best is Mystic Cave Zone, which will change, trust me. But it's very good. It's a very good zone. Okay. Oh, then we have Sky Sanctuary. I am going to put this SS tier. This would easily, and I mean easily, be the top of SS tier so far if it was 2X. The fact that it has one act really hurts it. But still, this zone is amazing. This is the best zone in Sonic and Knuckles, and also the whole Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. This zone is just a whole lot of fun. I love the platforming sections, as I love how the platforms collapse right after you step on them, as well as the clouds. Bouncing on the clouds is a whole lot of fun, and it's just a very good zone. If it had 2 acts, this could be like one of my favorite zones of all time. But since it has 1 act, it does hurt a lot. Still, I decided to put it in SS tier. Also, the music is super relaxing, and there's 3 boss fights. Interesting, which is basically the first boss fight in from Greenhill Zone from Sonic 1 with Mecha Sonic. Then there's one from Sonic 2, I think. And then the third one is the Mecha Sonic fight from Sonic 2, but made a lot better because it adds rings. Like seriously, they just could have added rings to the Death Egg Zone, and it would have made a lot more sense. Speaking of Death Egg, we have the Death Egg from Sonic and Knuckles. This zone I've played this zone a lot, and I must say, it's grown on me since I first played it. It's still not perfect. It's not at the bottom of A tier. I'm gonna put it right above Starlight Zone. This zone is just kind of everywhere. It's like it goes like in the first act, like the background. I love the background as it feels a whole lot like Star Wars. As kind of like the Death Egg is kind of representation of the Death Star. But still, I do really, really like this zone. But there are some minor quirks to it that I'm not particularly a big fan of. The music is okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. The the ending like the two boss fights in the middle and nearing the end are okay, but the final boss fight is amazing. Like you don't get any rings once again, but in your first attempt, if you do finish Act 2 with rings, then you get rings for the final boss fight. But when you die, you don't get any more rings, and that is just super annoying. But I feel like it's a lot better than Death Egg Zone from Sonic 2. There's also the moving conveyor belts, which are very hard to get down. And then there's like the conveyor belts that are kind of like seesaws. If you stand on one side, then the other side will go up and that side will go down. And if it goes to the bleeding edge, well, then the whole thing just falls. And sometimes you need to get the timing down perfectly or else you die. And that's kind of annoying. Without that in better boss fights, and the moving conveyor belts made better, this could be a very great S tier zone. But those quirks to it put it down to A tier. And last but not least, we have the Doomsday Zone. Since it's a boss fight, since it's like just a boss fight, I can't really place it too high. So I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put it right. Right there, right behind Casino Night Zone. But it's a boss fight, so it's not gonna make S tier, but it is very cool for the eyes and the ears. Basically you have to build up rings and go in for the kill, and then you have to like line up the rockets so that they hit Eggman's robot, and then you have to go and like hit the robot yourself with the Master Emerald, and it feels very epic. It's like a great chase sequence with super or hypersonic, and it's a whole lot of fun. But since it's just a boss fight, I can't really place it too high, so it's going into the B tier. But it is one of the best boss fights in the entire Sonic game, in my opinion. Okay, that's it for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Moving on to the last, but certainly not the least zone, Sonic Mania. Alright, so we're on Sonic Mania. Let's go. My opinion, this is the best of all the Sonic games. So, yeah. Let's just get right into it with Greenhill Zone. Alright, so we have the original Greenhill Zone in A tier. In my opinion, this is a massive improvement. I think this is going to get right there. A third in SS tier. Like, what a great start to Sonic Mania this was. Like, seriously, it is very fast, and it feels like the gameplay of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 mixed with Sonic CD's gameplay, and it is just amazing. Like, seriously, this zone is fast, but it's also like really big, meaning exploration. But with Sonic CD, you feel like you're slow when you're exploring. In this one, you're still fast. You're just going fast all the time, even when you're platforming. It's like super cool. And then the second act is like maybe even better than this. And the music is iconic, yes, with the first act, but the second act, actually, I kind of like that music better. I don't know what it is. I feel it's just so much better, and it feels like so much more vibey. Like, you can just listen to this, it's dark now, on the beach and just vibe to it. It is beautiful. Like, Greenhill Zone Sonic Mania is the best start to any of these Sonic games. I really, really like it. Also the boss fights, like, the first one is pretty basic, but the second one is like so good. Like, it's a remade fight with the Egg Robo fight from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Death Egg Zone, and it's a lot better, as there are rings, and he throws his arms at you as well as some bombs, and you have to jump onto ledges and then jump onto him in order to damage him. This zone is a great, fantastic start to Sonic Mania. Let's move on to Chemical Plant Zone from Sonic Mania. This is another really great improvement from Sonic 2's Chemical Plant Zone. I'm gonna give it right there, right above Flying Battery Zone, as this is another amazing zone from Sonic Mania. It's still very fast, but it definitely feels a whole lot different. Plus, the second act music once again is different from the first act, and it is very cool as it incorporates some like machine like noises. Like there's a heartbeat sensor, like the beep beep. Like it's somewhere in that music, and it is very cool. The level design is amazing, and Sonic Mania also has amazing gameplay with the new drop dash ability. And I feel like this zone works wonders for it. And it once again is one of the fastest zones. The boss fight in the first act is kind of mediocre, but the second boss fight is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and it is amazing with probably the best Sonic boss fight music of all time in my opinion. And plus I think Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is better than Tetris. You heard it here first. It is pure amazement. This zone is like Sonic Mania. All the zones are just amazing. And this zone is no different. One problem I did have with the original is that I felt like it was just fast. Like there was no like slowing down. You were just going fast all the time. With this, I felt like there was a good use of speed while also having some platforming sections. And it is great. And then we have the next one, which is Studiopolis zone. And in my opinion, this grants itself the top of SS tier. Before I go any further, I want you to hear the music right now. The music in Studiopolis is just amazing. Both acts are just pure amazing. Like this might be my favorite music in any Sonic zone of all time. Plus the visual theme is just pure gold. The level design is excellent as you go super fast everywhere. As it's kind of like Chemical Plant Zone where you're just going at high speeds all the time, but there's also some decent platforming sections sprinkled in there, which is amazing. Plus there's those bouncers which are just fun to bounce on. It's just pretty fun to bounce on. This zone is just amazing. Like seriously, this it's so close to being the best Sonic zone of all time. But there's another zone later on in this list that I think is just a tad bit better. The boss fights are also pretty good. Like the first act boss fight is great. But the second act is okay. Like boss fights are probably the worst part about this, but still it's great. They're like everything about this zone is just beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. And I wouldn't change a single thing about it. Then we have Flying Battery Zone Mania. There's not really too much different from this one. I mean the graphics are better, so I guess it's better than Sonic 3. I mean, everything I said about Sonic 3 can be applied to here. It's still good. It's a really good zone, which is why it's in S tier. But it's just I think it's better because the Act 2 is a bit different, and I think it's better. Like there's better platforming sections as well as some wind effects. So it's not really too much of an improvement, but it's just enough to where it's better. So yeah. Okay, then we have Press Garden Zone. This is another really, really good one from Sonic Mania. I'm gonna put it right above Greenhill Zone. I've heard a lot of people say that this is the best zone in Sonic Mania. I don't think it's to that degree, but I do really like it, as there are some high-speed sections with a bit more platforming sections than usual, but they still feel very fast. Plus, you get frozen in ice constantly, and it may seem kind of annoying, but you're still going fast while you're in the ice. And it's very cool to watch, as well as just see. It's very satisfying to watch as well. The boss fights are also pretty good. Like the first act is okay, where you have to like hide behind blocks in order for him to break one of the saws to open a weakness. But the second boss fight is very, very good, I must say. The visual theming, once again, pure amazement. Like seriously, every single zone in Sonic Mania just looks amazing. The music in the first act, I must say, is pretty catchy and pretty it's just very fun to beat to. The second act music is good too, but it's way more relaxed because of the new environment. But once again, Press Garden Zone is good. Oh, there's that. Press Garden Zone is good. Like it's very good. It's in the SS tier for a reason. And there's nothing wrong with it. I really, really like it. I would play it again and again and again. Okay, then we have Stardust Speedway. This is not too much of an improvement from Sonic CD, but I must say it is very good. I'm gonna put it in the S tier. But at the bottom of S tier. It still has that problem where it feels like there's too much speed going on with a lot of mazes, but I feel like this one is just easier to navigate, as well as like you don't stop constantly, so you have like time to breathe. Well, you do stop constantly, sorry, not constantly, but more like, yeah. Plus there's some fun platforming sections with the vines as you have to jump over the mouths of the vines, which is very fun to do, I must say. And then there's the first act, which kind of throws the whole theming of the zone on the zone of its head. The music is better in my opinion in the Sonic CD version. It's still good in this one, but the Sonic CD version is better. And then there's a boss fight with Metal Sonic, which isn't as good as the one in Sonic CD, but is still very good. I must say, like, when I first played it, I didn't really know how to attack it, but then I realized if you like spin dash right before he fires his laser, then you can like get it hidden, and it's still just a lot of fun. Like, it's not really a race like Sonic, like Metal Sonic kind of just stays with you, but it is still a lot of fun, I must say. The visual theming once again here is beautiful. Like, there's none of the zones in Sonic Mania have bad visuals. Every single zone just looks beautiful. It's just, like, this is very fast, so it kind of takes full advantage of it. Once again, it is very fast, and then the platforming sections are just amazing, and so it goes into the S tier. Then we have Hydrocity Zone, kind of like the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 one. I think this is a bit overrated, but I do think it is a little better. There are boats and like new enemies, and you go just as fast as you did in Sonic 3. And then there's the new like boss fight, the reverse whirlpool machine boss, which is very good. The music is pretty well the same, and the second boss fight is the same as Sonic 3, which I don't really particularly like. The music in the second act I really love. It is very more fast paced than the first one. Once again, it has too many water sections. I mean, I know you don't spend above water 2 constantly, but I feel like the underwater sections aren't too good. I way prefer Tidal, Tempest to Hydrocity Zone, but it's still not as bad as Labyrinth Zone, not even close. And it's not quadrant, but still, Hydrocity Zone is probably the weakest zone in Sonic Mania. It's still good, like it is in the A tier, but it's definitely the weakest. I'm sorry to all you Hydrocity fans, though. It's good, just not amazing. Then we have Mirage Saloon Zone. This zone is really weird to me. I love it, like it's amazing. I'll probably put it right behind Chemical Plant Zone. And it is amazing, like seriously, I do really like it, especially like the Sonic and Tails tornado sequence is very cool. The boss fight is also amazing in the first act, and then the second act is also pretty cool. Let's see, the second act is has great level design with you bouncing on the light posts and the star balloons, which is very fun to do. And then it has like awesome platforming sections, some good speed sections, and it has very cool music. And then you get pushed into the train, which is just fun to run on. And then there's the hand cannon things where a giant hand is holding a gun and it's more like a cannon. It is very cool. I do really like this zone. I think it's probably the most forgettable out of all the Sonic Mania zones, but it's still very, very, very good. Yeah. Let's move on to this Sonic version zone of Oil Ocean. Just like the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 zone, I think this zone is great. It's going to go right next to the Oil Ocean zone from Sonic 2, in my opinion. This zone is good, and it has the add effect where the zone is filling with smoke. And I do really love that, as you have to go very fast throughout the zone in order to hit the levers. It's kind of like the time ghost mechanic from Sandopolis zone and Sonic and Knuckles. This zone is very good. It's once again, everything I said about Sonic the Hedgehog 2's Oil Ocean zone can be applied to here. It is good. I really do like it. But it doesn't have an amazing boss fight. Like, probably has worse boss fights than the original Sonic 2, but it still has amazing level design with still kind of forgettable music, but it's still a very good zone, which is why it's in the S tier. I know a lot of people don't like Oil Ocean, but I really love Oil Ocean. Yeah. Okay, so we're almost there with the last 3 zones. Wow, it's been like an hour, I think. Okay, Lava Reef Zone. Right above there. This is probably a little bit boring, maybe. But trust me, the last 2 zones are very good. It's good. Like, probably the same as Sonic 3. Or Sonic and Knuckles, I mean. I mean, it's good. Like, it's like, once again, nothing that I said about Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles, and 3. What? Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles, and 3? What am I talking about? That is weird. Everything I said about that can be applied to here. It's just better graphics, I guess. And the music is the same. Level design is maybe a tad different, but it's still very good. Yeah. Okay, hi Jelly. Then we have Metallic Madness Zone Mania. This zone... Oops. Crap, I moved it. No. Go back. Crap, where did I have this? I said bottom and that's here, right? Yeah, I think that's where I had it. Okay, back to here. I'm gonna put this right there. It's a great zone. I love it. Like, there's the seesaw things and the spring things. Like, there's a lot of speed. The mini Sonic sections are made way better. And then there's the final zone boss fight, which is just, like, this might have the most consistent boss, like, fights in the zone, any Sonic zone of all time. Like, both boss fights are really great, and I can't decide which one is better. The level design is pure golden. The first act music is very, very good, especially the initial build up to the music, like the very beginning. I really like it. It's a really good zone, I must say. The visual theming may be a bit boring, but that's fine. Like, I can easily overlook it. You know what? This is a long time coming, but I'm gonna switch Mystic Cave and Hilltop. I really like Metallic Madness Zone Mania. It's good. I really do. I don't know what to say about it. Like, it's way better than... Where's the Sonic CD one? Jeez. It's down here, I think. It's a good zone. I really like it. There's a lot of speed sections with a lot of great platforming sections, as well as the mini Sonic sections. Once again, I said, they're also way more compact. Like, the mini Sonic sections are way more compact than in the original, and they're very good. I do really like this zone. And now we come to the last Sonic Mania stage. This is Titanic Monarch Zone. Where do I place this stage? At the very top of SS tier. This is my favorite Sonic zone of all time. It's amazing. Like, the visual theme is super amazing and excellent. The music in Act 2 and some music sometimes in Act 1 is pretty good. That's like, but I would say probably the music is probably the worst part about this zone, but the music is still great, especially in Act 2. The first boss fight is nothing special, but the second boss fight is, in my opinion, one of the top 3 best boss fights in all of Sonic's Mania and Sonic in general, I mean. But the level design is just so beautiful. Like, seriously. I don't know whoever created Titanic Monarch Zone needs to make every single zone in Classic Sonic from now on. Titanic Monarch Zone is phenomenal. It is the greatest way a Sonic game has ever ended, with Titanic Monarch Zone and Sonic Mania. And it just feels so fitting. Like, it's so colorful and vibrant, and so mysterious too. Like, seriously. I love this zone. It's amazing. Like, I would seriously never wish for any other zone better than this one, because this one is just so beautiful and amazing. This zone just rocks. Like, seriously, I love this zone. Amazing masterpiece of a zone. And now, that's it, I guess. Once again, I'm terrible at the Sonic Mania special stages. Yeah. Now, let's see if there's any other, you know what? I'll switch Casino Night and Metropolis. Like, the enemy placement in Metropolis is just terrible. At least Casino Night doesn't have bad enemy placement. I'll move Chemical Plant up to S tier. Like, it's a good zone. Wait, why is Emerald Hill in SS tier? How long has that been there? I'm pretty sure I put, like, behind Sonic 1 Greenhill zone. Why is that in SS tier? Well, that's kind of funny. How long has it been there? Comment down below. Oh, gosh. Man, so many good zones. So many are just perfection. Like, every zone in SS tier is just perfection, including Marble Garden Zone. I know everyone does not like it, but I really do. Sky Sanctuary needs 2 acts. If it had 2 acts, it would probably be, like, right there. Yeah, that's about it. Scrap Brain Zone, you can burn in hell. And, Titanic Monarch Zone, you are beautiful. That is the list. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.